Hey, I'm Pamela, the Leadership Marketing Strategist. And on this private podcast, we're going to answer two really great questions today. One of them about an offer statement. So you'll get a chance to see what kind of offer statements work and what don't, and what you need to do to make sure that yours really, really targets your highest level client. And also a question on when do I reveal the price? Another great question. All right, so let's dive into the first one. I'm going to screen share so you can see what's written here. All right. So this is the offer statement. I help recently single conscious professional women / entrepreneurs feel confident, supported, and connected as they partner with the divine to relocate and create their new home without second guessing, overthinking, and overwhelm. So there's a lot of words in here. And just a few things up front. Number one, as I read this, and I then read, down here, I helped recently divorced and widows clear out their old home, find and move to a new space, and handle decision fatigue. This is actually a better statement than this. Single conscious professional women / entrepreneurs. This is confusing to a lot of people. Professional women or entrepreneurs. You could just say professional women. Also, there's an enormous difference. It doesn't seem like there would be, but there's an enormous difference between the divorced and the widowed. They're dealing, even if, say, a woman's husband left her and that kind of thing, it's very different than the energy of widowed. I've got no doubt you can work with both of them and serve both of them. That's not a question at all. But the pain points in the language is going to be very different. So you may want to make a decision on this. Maybe you'll help divorcees, and then sometimes widows are going to come to you, and that's fine. But right now, recently single, conscious professional women entrepreneurs, when you say feel confident, supported, and connected, we often think that the emotions are the most important thing, and probably they will be the most important thing, but they're not the most important thing when in the sales process. Partnering with the divine is the process, not the outcome. You help divorced women or widows clear out their old home, find and move to a new place, and without decision fatigue and second guessing their actions. Now that we've simplified this offer statement a little bit, no time to grieve, caught in the loop of second guessing. So why do they need to clear out their own home and move to a new space? Is this like, now I don't want to live in my home because too many memories, I have to sell the home? Like, there's a whole lot of questions here that would help me pinpoint. I also think, often with divorced or widowed, sometimes they don't know how much money they have. They don't, and so partly saying, I help the newly widowed make sense of their finances and leave their home and set up a new lifestyle or something like that, or they're recently divorced. You can do it whichever way. But most of these right here are emotional, caught in a loop of second guessing, conditioned to figure it out on their own, overwhelmed with fear. These are what we call, in a sense, not finger pointy. So finger pointy tend to be really concrete. Like, what is it that they can't do? They need to move into a new home because they can't afford the one that they're in. Not taking action to move into a new home when they can't afford the one that they're in is much more concrete than overwhelmed or no time to grieve. And I'm not saying that you don't want to put the emotions in there. I'm saying that emotion alone is not a symptom. A symptom has to be a concrete, and it may or may not be accompanied by an emotion. Okay, so length of time, 60 to 90 days. It kind of depends. If you're going to help them buy a house, are you going to stay with them through closing? That might determine the length of program. Like, what's really the outcome? Price point about $3,000. I look at this group and I'm thinking, so what's the driver that's going to get them to pay $3,000? Is it they're running away from something? They want to run to something? I'm not sure about that. And once we get that, we can talk about the clear and discernible difference. So let's figure this out first. Take this feedback in and submit another question, and then we'll go from there. All right. So the next question I had, Josephine, if people have raised their hands by signing up for the 7-figure offer after having some context, do I put the investment details in the doc or get them on a call to discuss? I really thought it was interesting down here where you said, I will not say yes to a call and be sold to. I'm open to a call once I know what the level of investment is required. Here's the thing. A lot of people may or may not have an idea of a price, or they may have an unrealistic idea of a price. Well, I think I'm going to go out and buy a car for $6,000. Probably not. It's probably going to cost you $15,000, and you may not know that till you get out there and actually start looking. Um, so, so I say I'd rather get them on a call to discuss, but you said, does putting the hand up or getting on a call mean that they're qualified? No, it doesn't. Here's the other reason I would not reveal the investment details just yet. I want to see who raises their hands, and I want you to talk to them to get the feedback. If they're the right person, if your language was clear enough, are they completely clear on the value? There's so much information that you can get in a sales call, even if you find out that someone isn't qualified. And then you can change your offer. You can tweak your nurture emails. You can tweak your hand raisers, all of that kind of stuff. But if you overqualify at the very beginning, you're losing the opportunity for data that can make a huge difference in tweaking to get exactly the right people in the door. So I say, don't tell them the investment, get them on a call, see who you're attracting, see what the feedback is. And then if we want to get more narrow or put some qualifying questions in to make sure, hey, happy to hop on a call with you, just so you know, this is a, this is a multi-$1,000 investment. Is that something you're comfortable with? If value is there, you can do all that later. I just wouldn't do it right now because more data is better when you're initially testing. All right, hope that's helpful. Keep those submissions coming. I love answering questions like this. You guys are doing great.